introduce Pat LaRocca, the district secretary, is going to introduce our governor.
Thank you, Paul. I'll come over here. Good morning, Rotarians and guests. Good morning. Always good to be at a Rotary meeting. I'd like to introduce our district governor, Nikki Mederos. She's a lifelong resident of Hudson and Bergen counties and is the director of external affairs and outreach community at the Hackensack Meridian Health Palisades Medical Center in North Bergen, New Jersey. I always trouble with that. She's been there for 34 years and has worked within her local communities to promote the hospital services, build community partnerships, and provide health care outreach programs to local residents. Additionally, she has organized dozens of community health fairs and health screenings to connect with thousands of members from the community. She received her MBA with a dual concentration in marketing and healthcare management from St. Peter's University and is now as well an adjunct professor there. She's a member of the North Bergen Rotary Club and joined because of what she had learned about the gift of life. Wow. And enjoyed and understood that and joined the club. She has received many recognitions and awards from various organizations in her community for outreach activities. She's also received an official proclamation of one of the Union City's best by Senator Brian Stack and the Board of Commissioners for her achievements in the field of healthcare, for helping local residents in need of adequate healthcare and education. Her husband, Manny, and she have been married for 35 years. They have 2 sons. Her eldest son is a cartoonist for Disney Pixar, and her youngest works as a fundraiser for the Archdiocese of New York. And I'd like to let us join and greet Nikki, our governor.
I'm very casual, trust me. Thank you very much for having me here today. As your 62nd, wow, 62nd right after Jim, district governor. It is a pleasure to be here. I was brought into Rotary through the gift of life. And it was by a Rotarian who showed me this amazing journal. And this beautiful face was on the journal. And that's it. That captured me. I was actually running a health fair that day. So he says, why don't you come into Rotary? We do so much good in the world. Come see what we do, not only nationally, but internationally. And that just floored me. I said, I've got to be part of this. And then again, when you look at our 6 areas of focus, what don't I really touch on? If you think about it, when you think about health. I mean, whether it's education or literacy or water and sanitation or mother-child, it all touches within the healthcare field. So of course I was hooked. That was the end of that. And these are the stories that just make it a little bit more special because you actually feel very connected and engaged to them. So thank you very much. But aside from that, I'm going to give you a little bit about what's happening in our district. You all know that our main key, I think it's across all of Rotary right now, is membership. Our membership needs to expand. We are technically 1,200 members strong. We are down quite a bit, and we need to bring up those numbers. And the only way that I feel that we're going to be able to do that is by actually spreading the word. I know that we're all busy, that we're all working. I know I'm running around like a chicken without a head as usual. But I think it also has to expand into even our neighbors. And people saying, this is what I do. Tell them your story. It doesn't have to be a big story, just a little story. How did you do that? Well, I did that through Rotary. What an amazing story this morning right here. Okay, and what this gentleman is actually going through in his own country and how grateful he is to have that opportunity. When we went with Jim now in our past conference, we went to Punta Cana, and he did the gift of life down there with another district. The scary part was that they had a cardiac catheterization machine. But they had to decide because the generator wasn't working. Do we do the cardiac catheterization? Do we do open heart? They had to go to open heart. The generator wasn't good enough. And then you see people using masks from one to another. And you say, but wait a minute, how can you possibly not have that kind of hygiene and at least put an alcohol swab around it? He says, alcohol swab, that's a luxury. So we think about those things that are happening across the world and sometimes in our own backyard, and we're saying to ourselves, wow, we can do so much more. So, and I wish you lots of luck, especially this afternoon. I've had my whole lumbar rebuilt twice, so I understand exactly what she's going to be going through. So you have our thoughts and prayers with you. Aside from that, also, we are enhancing our public imaging. I know that I think you've heard about Jennifer Atkins and Rick Saltarelli. Yeah, you see them a lot on our 7490 district page. They're going to be reaching out to each and every one of the clubs. We want your signature project, but you have so many. And you'll say, but how can we choose? It's okay, give them more than one. Okay, pick out everything that you do during the year and make sure that that is your 15 minutes of fame. We want the marketing, we want the production, we want the social media, we want the Twitter, the Instagram, you name it, that's your 15 minutes of fame. So when either Jennifer calls or Rick calls, or now our new Rotaractor comes in and speaks to you regarding his Webmaster skills, you're going to be able to share all that information. Souls for souls. Very interesting. That should be shared, especially if you guys pick up the project. Do the connection. That would be amazing. So that's one key element. Regarding our Rotaractor is actually a St. Peter's grad. Okay, it's my alma mater. Sorry. But he is going to be our Webmaster, and we actually took $1 from each Rotarian this year. Since we're 1,200 members, we're paying him a stipend of $1,200. But how am I going to pay it? See, he's still getting financial aid and grants and scholarships. So we're giving it to him not in a scholarship format, but as a stipend for books or for any kind of meals that he needs at the campus, and still doing and working for us in Rotary as a Webmaster. The best dollar I ever gave, and that's not even counting happy dollars, okay? We also want to be able to do collaborating partnerships. I am very big on collaborating partnerships. And that's one of the things that I have to be very grateful for my job, which is a huge name now, Hackensack Meridian Health Palisades Medical Center. I have to make sure I say all these names, okay? They gave us, in fact, the check arrived 2 days ago, $10,000 for our district. Hudson, Bergen, and Passaic County. The chair to that committee, and I'll announce it right now, hasn't been actually announced, will be Phil Wells. He actually met already with the vice president of the hospital, and he gave him the vision of what he wants for the $10,000. It's going to incorporate at least 3 to 4 elements of our 6 focus of areas. So it could be anything, but definitely within the healthcare field. It will be done either Hudson, Bergen, or Passaic County. We're still working out the details, but that's something that the hospital is giving. Don't get me wrong. If the hospital is giving you $10,000, I'm sure they want their logo everywhere. I'm sure they want their marketing and their corporate development behind it, but that's okay. You're giving me $10,000, I'm going to wear your logo in my underwear. I'm fine. I'm good with that. So that's what we'll do, which is very, very important to all of us right now. They're also giving us another $2,000, the hospital again, for a special needs child. It's sitting on the table. We have Ray Falcon working on it and a couple of other members that are going to hopefully be able to reach out to a special needs child in our communities and be able to use those $2,000 as well. Again, they give us money, let's spend it. I'm not going to say no. My key is this. If the hospital gives us this much money this year, and we do such a good job, why not turn around, exactly, why not turn around and say, listen, Nikki, we'll give you the same exact amount or even more money next year when John Mitchell comes in. So this is technically a plan that we've been working on even from past District Governor Jim Boyer, who we've been doing the 3-year strategic plan. Not only the marketing and the corporate development and the sponsorships and everything else that we want to bring into the community, but we also want to make sure that it's a continual, sustainable type of project in order to move forward. We think it's amazing, and we need, of course, your help, your ideas, what you want to do. Let's see, I can't tell you about, well, no, that's already told you about that part. That's the good part. What I am going to tell you about too also is that we are trying to do Alliance for Smiles. In fact, the chairperson for Alliance for Smile is here, Pat. She's all excited. She already started her fundraising, so please speak to Pat about Alliance for Smiles. And Rotarians Combating Human Trafficking and Slavery continues this year with Lisa Beam. If you are going for a district grant, please reach out to Jay Fowler as soon as possible, or Lisa Beam, or a grant internationally. That's very important too. He made me promise to say this. This is what I'm saying. We also have our district conference is coming up. I know, you guys are all excited. You see, I see these two pictures, I'm like, wow, this is the place I have to be because we're going to Gettysburg. I didn't want to make it too far, but I did want to make it very family-oriented, and I wanted to bring children and grandchildren and everybody else you could possibly think of. In fact, I'm headed up there the 4th and the 5th with our other district governor in New Jersey, which is John Wilson, and we are going to have a joint conference. The only thing is that Thursday night is really all for us. They don't come into play until Friday. Not that I'm saying I don't miss them, but I kind of like that Thursday night just for our district and our cocktail hour. I have a special guest coming in, but I'm not going to tell you who it is yet. Maybe I'll announce it later on. And we're going to be there all the way till Sunday, and that's May 2nd, which is my birthday. Pat's buying a cake. She has already ordered, there you go. May 2nd all the way to May 5th. And again, we're also going to have a bus. I heard there's liquor in the bus. I don't know, I'm not getting involved in that part. But there will be a bus, it'll be arranged by Dominic Jengo. And he will, we would actually be able to leave from probably Bergen County. So that we would just pick up everybody and just take off. So that's something to definitely keep in mind. All of you have talent. It doesn't matter what kind of field you have, what you do professionally, what you do technically on your everyday life. You have something to give back. Take that talent, expand on it. Just look at the talent in the room that you have right now. You have wonderful leaders. In fact, some of my top leaders are here in this room right now. There's a special story between Paul Platic, Andy Garlick, and John Adams. In fact, John Adams was actually essential to me in the North Hudson Club. We're a very tiny club, we're about 14 people, and we had no idea about a student exchange, an exchange student. And he actually brought, it was Magda, right? Who came from North Bergen, and she went off to Japan. And then you brought Tani, who Paul took care of her, and in fact, Carmen took care of her. And then I became close with Tani because I'd go out with her, we'd go to the movies and things like that, and she came back to the club. And then she also met Magda's family who had just left to Japan. So we kind of have all of a connection. Then I heard you both went to see her also in Spain.
Yep.
So that is a wonderful connection, and I have my Andy Garlick here who's taking care of everything regarding youth. As you see, I like youth a lot, and little ones. So you have excellent talent here, you have amazing people, you have Ron back there who's a great assistant governor too. Use that talent, use those resources, reach out to them. Somebody who's going to be speaking to you right here from Soul to Soul in October, use her talents. Why? Because you just expand that service towards somewhere else. We're Rotarians, we're strong, but we need to expand. Thank you all so much.